And their goal of winning the division and making did today, if they want that to be a reality.
And so now the 49ers will look to run it out. And Josh Johnson is in at quarterback. Jordan Mason going to get the call. So Johnson just signed this week off the Denver practice squad. He's been on 14 different teams. He's been around 36 years old, but he's been with the 49ers multiple times, including under Kyle Shanahan. Knows the system, is a veteran to help out Brock Purdy. So gets a chance here just to come in and help out. Now getting a little playing time, as you could. Well, I would bet this is going to be a lot of running the football right now.
Yeah, I don't think this ball goes in the air another time as far as San Francisco is concerned. They want this thing to roll. I think they're hoping Todd Bowles, if they get the ball back, Tampa gets the ball back, they're hoping Todd Bowles abides by the same philosophy and they can get out of the rain and call this a day.
Keep everyone healthy for both teams. Here's Jordan Mason. Good cutback and a huge hole for Mason into Bucs territory and down to the 42.
I'm really impressed with this kid. He's come along these last couple weeks. He's a very different style runner than Christian McCaffrey, kind of a downhill bruiser. The rookie out of Georgia Tech, he is a really good component. He can be a nice 1-2 punch in the backfield and brings them a little different look than what McCaffrey typically brings. He's done a nice job these last couple weeks in limited opportunities.
He just runs like a 49ers running back, doesn't he? I mean,
absolutely.
8 carries, 54 yards, runs hard. He had barely played until the last couple weeks. He only had 6 snaps on offense to the last 3 weeks. 51 yards last week, 54 yards now, looking to add to it and will inside the 40 and down to the 37. Meanwhile, he's the second back because the first back, Christian McCaffrey's had an amazing day. I mean, he has done it all. 119 yards rushing. He's got a receiving touchdown, 34 yards in the air. I mean, with a third-string quarterback and Deebo Samuel getting hurt, they just give it to McCaffrey more, and he keeps producing.
Yeah, it's just remarkable, and I'm just so happy for Christian because over the last couple years in Carolina, his production, he's had a couple injuries and whatnot, but back in 2019, he had the 1,000-yard receiving and rushing, but he's never really been on a team that in the last December, the last part of the season, he's been on a contender. He's been on a team competing for the playoffs. He has that here in San Francisco, and he deserves it.
And Mason swallowed up here. Yep. You talked to him on the pregame show, and you got him to play the. I mean, he played the harmonica. So look at, first of all, did you have a harmonica in your pocket just randomly? And
I always come. I'm like Ron Burgundy and Anchorman. You just always come prepared. You know, you pull it out of your sleeve. But he is a talented dude. We had a children's hospital event. I told you this before. Children's hospital back in Charlotte that my wife and I do a lot of work with. He performed with a grand piano in the children's choir, and he played on the piano. Lean on Me. There wasn't a dry eye in the place. He can play the harmonica. He is a talented dude off the field, and I had a blast catching up with him. That was a fun piece to do for the pregame show.
McLeod on the end around inside the 35. Going to be a little bit short of a first down, and on fourth down, I wonder if they'll go for it. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's really talented. He played on the harmonica. Did you see what song he was playing? I know there was no audio, but he was playing. You know what he was playing? Did you recognize it?
Yeah, it was a pregame show.
Pretty amazing. Pretty incredible.
Did he, when you're meeting with him, man, it looks like Robbie Gould's going to be in for a field goal try here. Be a 51-yarder for Gould.
I think they're short a man. I think they only got 10 guys. They're going to have to take a timeout here. Yeah. Aaron Banks, number 65, is over there with a jacket on. He's trying to stay warm and telling him, but we need you on the field goal team.
Well, the 49ers told you coming up, they've got a big game Thursday night in Seattle, taking on the Seahawks. And essentially, they win that game, they'll win the division. They beat Seattle earlier this year. And then the Commanders, Raiders, and Cardinals to close out their regular season. But, I mean, look, they're in great shape. They're going to get their 9th win, their 6th win in a row. And you're obviously concerned about the health of Deebo Samuel for the long run. That's the biggest thing coming out of here. And for the Bucs, they're going to be back under 500, and their schedule upcoming, Bengals, Cardinals, those won't be easy. And as Greg pointed out, really all that matters are the last 2.
Yeah, these games right here, that's what matters. Oh, they've changed their mind. Kyle Shanahan's going to decide to put the offense back out there, and See if they can pick up this first down.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to have his defensive players out there anymore. So try to run it out. Got to get 2 yards to keep the football. And knocked down as Johnson has it batted down by Carl Nassib, and so the Bucs will take over. Well, next week, next Sunday on Fox, playoff race continues to heat up. The Cowboys, I mean, they just got by the Texans today, and they'll continue. They'll fight for the NFC East. They take on the Jaguars. We'll be there with our crew. Looking forward to that. Local listings for the game in your area. It's only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Rich Russo, our director. Richie Zions, our producer. Rich Gross, associate director. Casey Garland, broadcast associate. Mitch Smith, Jeff Nelson, Kevin Olson in the booth. And our entire crew as they will just run it here to White. I'm curious, burning question for me, just to finish up your conversation with McCaffrey. Did he ever say anything about bringing a coat when you go on the road? Because I notice you're pretty cold right now.
I'm absolutely freezing. The temperature has dropped probably 15 degrees since the start of the game. It's pouring rain. I know Erin Andrews right now is rolling her eyes because we're up here in this nice booth. And
right.
She's down on the field. So, Erin, wherever you are, I'm sorry I sound soft.